Sadhuji, is life inherently, naturally meaningful or meaningless? How can I create meaning in my life if it is meaningful?
What is your experience till now?
It has been meaningful so far. I mean, whatever I've done in life, I feel that I've achieved something.
Can it happen ever that everybody will be able to do all that you have done?
No, not always. Not everybody.
It may not be exactly what you have done, but the amount of things that you have done will everybody be able to do that amount of thing?
Not everybody, but many will be able to do much more than what I've done.
How many, let's say?
Say maybe 8 out of 10.
We have 8 billion people in the world today. So, how many of them will be able to do how much, let's say, you have done?
If I go by that, then okay, maybe 6 billion or so.
Really? Just don't look at the possibility, look at the reality of it.
No, whatever I have done, I can't say that same thing can be done by other person. But yes, they will be able to do as much as I have done.
Now look at it again. Well, the
What
fields will be different, but will everyone be able to do how much you have done? Here, you, I'm not saying specifically you, but I'm keeping you as a yardstick.
okay.
So, will everybody be able to do this much in their respective fields ever?
No.
No. Definitely, 4 billion people will never be able to do. I'm not saying they cannot do. I'm not questioning their ability to do. When something happens, that does not happen just because of one's ability.
Yeah.
There are outside realities that play a role.
True.
So, how many people would be able to do how much you have done? Very few. Not even 20%, isn't it? Not even 10%, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, does it mean that the rest of the people's life don't have meaning?
It has meaning, yes, for them.
But they haven't done this much. So, how do they have meaning? Let's go back. Let's see people who were in 15th century, 16th century. If we compare what we are doing and what they have done,
Yeah.
then we are far ahead, isn't it?
Right.
We have done a lot. Now, what does it mean? Their lives were meaningless or not that meaningful as our lives are?
No. Their lives are as meaningful as our lives are.
So, one thing is clear, it is not the amount of work that makes our life meaningful, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is very clear, right?
Right.
How much you do, that is not the yardstick of a meaningful life. How much you know is also not the yardstick of a meaningful life.
Yeah.
Example, it is a fact that our previous generation has less informations than this generation, isn't it?
Ji.
I'm not talking about everyone. Usually I'm talking about any generation in any point of time. They are little behind than their next generation. Yes.
Yeah.
And behind means what? They know little less.
Ji.
Their data gathering is less. The next generation has more data. They know how to use this kind of machine, that kind of machine. They know many updated things, new inventions. So, when knowledge is concerned, then our parents are not there with us, right? They are behind, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What does it mean then? Are they less wiser than us?
No. No.
Just because they do not know how much we know, does it mean that they did not have meaning in their life?
They had.
They had. Maybe they
Yes.
had more meaning.
Right.
So, two things became very clear. A, life does not become meaningful because of activities that you do.
Right.
Otherwise, all those people who were hunting and gathering, you think their lives were meaningless because they are not the profound works. Is hunting is a profound task?
No. No.
Gathering a very wise task? No. And today we are book readers and research people, so we are better than them in terms of life? No. Well, in context of knowledge, we are definitely far better than them. But that doesn't mean that they did not have any meaning in their life. Life does not become meaningful because of great works that you do. Though we think that it becomes meaningful because of great works, so we go about finding a bigger and better work. Nothing wrong in that. All I'm saying is the meaningfulness of life does not depend on what you do outside. You may do small work, you may do big work. You may be a prime minister of a country, or you may be simple a farmer, or you may be nothing.
Right.
Life becomes meaningful not because something is happening outside. Life becomes meaningful because something is happening inside. We associate meaning with the work, with the results, with the achievements. So, how much we have achieved is how much meaning we have and how meaningful our life is. So, let's achieve more, and then life will become more meaningful. Buddha did not achieve anything. In fact, whatever he had achieved, he dropped all of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today,
Yes.
you look back and see who is more meaningful, a Buddha or the Alexander the Great.
The Buddha.
Buddha, right?
Yeah. Right.
Alexander went about conquering all the kingdoms. He went about gathering things, winning things, achieving more, achieving the most, the unprecedented things he went about doing. And all the kings were doing the same thing. They were great achievers, great doers. Where are they today? Nobody knows. They are alive because of historians. Yes,
Yes. Absolutely.
Buddha is not alive because of historians.
Mm.
Buddha is there. His life had meaning. And his life had meaning because something happened within him. Buddha had everything. Still, he felt very empty. What this empty feeling is? Certain meaninglessness or certain disappointment to find the meaning even after having everything that he desired for. He had desired for palace, power, pleasure. He had everything. Still, life did not have a meaning. If you too have everything, still life will not have any meaning. Meaning in life does not come from achievements, possessions, your performance, your popularity, people respecting you. Meaning in life comes from when something happens inside. Life becomes meaningful when something stills within us. When we find something beyond money, beyond power, fame, name, popularity, beyond respect, honor. When we find something beyond the game of duality, there is meaning in life, but life is not activities. Life is not your works. Life is not your lifestyle. Life is not office. Life is not your startup. Life is something beyond all, before all. People come to me and they say, my life is seeming meaningless. They are very honest in emotion, but they are not framing the right question. The right question is, all that I was doing are seeming meaningless, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? I was doing this job, I was sitting in this chair, I was running behind this, I was purchasing houses, I was into many relationships. I'm finding these things meaningless. But people say, my life is becoming meaningless. Why? Because they thought this house, this startup, this job, this chair, this relationship is equal to life. Life is not combination of these things. These things are parts of life. They are not life itself, but you think they are life themselves. That is why when you start realizing the meaninglessness of those things, you start feeling that very life is meaningless. Wait for a minute, take a pause, and see what is life and what was your activity. All those things were your lifestyle. That's not life. Otherwise, people who do not have house, they don't have life.
They do, of course.
They do. People who don't have a big car, people who don't have great post, any company, who don't have a super great job, they don't have life. They do have life. Birds don't have life. Trees don't have life. Which office they go to? They have lifestyle. They don't have lifestyle, but they have life. Lifestyle is not life. This has to become very clear. What people realize is the meaninglessness of lifestyle, the meaninglessness of the world that you had created around yourself. And now that world, it's seeming meaningless. That world is seeming meaningless, not life. If you think that world is life, then what will happen? You will think life is seeming meaningless, and what is next? You will feel very dry. You will feel there is no point in living then, isn't it?
Yeah.
When the very life is meaningless, why to live? Why not to commit suicide? Why to care for anybody? Because when very life is meaningless, then what is left? Nothing is left. Then everything is meaningless, isn't it?
True.
Everything is meaningless then. We need to realize what we are calling life is not life. Life is something apart from that. Is there meaning in life? Definitely there is meaning in life. Is there meaning in lifestyle? The
No.
drama that you have created around you, that you have to see. That life will reveal to you very soon. Even if you don't see, it will be on your face very soon. Mhm.
Yes.
And only when you start realizing the meaninglessness of the world that you have created around you, you will start moving towards the real search of meaning of life. Till you think what you have created around yourself is life, then you can never experience what life actually is. You will have to see the hollowness of things that you have around yourself. And when you realize that, then that is not the point to become sad. That is not the time to cry and weep and think, now I'm in depression. No. Feel happy that finally you can start moving towards what life is actually. Finally, you are very close to finding the real meaning. Life is not meaningless. Things around you are meaningless. Once you realize this, then life will reveal its meaning to you. But if you think life itself is meaningless, then how can it reveal it to you? It cannot reveal. Then you will make it very difficult for yourself. You'll become very dry and very serious.
Yeah. So does that mean moving from lifestyle to life is evolving?
Well said, yes. Lifestyle to life, outer to inner.